it's Sarah, and this is going to be kind of my finishing up Bookoplathon for the month of September. So today is the 28th. We have 3 days left. 3 days left in the month of September, and I am going to give you an update on where I am right now and what my plans are to finish this out. And then we can start reading for October. So, update. Since I last updated you on Bookoplathon, I finished A Discovery of Witches. So that one is done. That was my poll pick. And I did finish that one. Really enjoyed it. Gave it 4 stars. And then I am still working on My Dear Hamilton. I still have 200 pages left to read in this book. It's just not a quick read, and that's okay. It's okay that I can't fly through it. I'm still really, really enjoying it. And because I have 200 pages left and 3 days, I'm gonna just be concentrating on this one. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to knock out another one, which I was kind of hoping to do. But this past week, I did the Buzzword Readathon. But for this one, I was still reading it last week, even during Buzzword Readathon. I have never really put this down. I did go a few days without reading it here and there, but I've always been consistently picking it up. So, and I've also been, we had a few days that I was just really busy and I didn't read anything. Or we had, I was doing some kind of crafty projects instead of reading. So that type of thing. But I do plan to finish this as quickly as I can. We'll see. I would really love to be able to finish it in the next 3 days. That would just be, it would take a lot of my concentration to do that. So, but I think I might be in a position that I can, because I am really just focusing on this one. And I don't have a whole lot of other things planned. Like I have some prep things that I have gotten done already for projects that are coming up, and I don't think I need to worry about anything else. So that's good. I think I'm in a good position that I could possibly finish this up on Wednesday. So that's going to be my goal. I think it's going to take some good concentration on my part to sit down and read it. But I think I've put myself in a good position to do that. So today it is rainy outside, so it's a perfect day to sit and read for a little bit. I have already done my adulting for today, and I filmed some videos, so that's good. And I don't really have much else to do today. I can just kind of sit here and read for a while, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I will let you know how it goes. So hopefully it will be good. But I'm kind of at the part right now where the Reynolds pamphlet is being written. So Eliza knows about Maria, and Alexander is, he told her, I need to write this and come clean so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to hide things, basically. And so that's kind of like, we're in the midst of him preparing that to go out to the public. So that's where we are right now. But yep. All right, I'm gonna read. Hey guys. Okay, the month is over. Yeah. The past couple days have been interesting and a little more, I don't want to say more busy, because not really, but I wasn't able to concentrate very well on reading for the past couple days of September. So because of that, September's over, so we are going to wrap up the month, and I'm just going to do it like this. I don't want to do a separate video where I sit down and, make it like a formal type thing this month, just because I've been vlogging all month, so I might as well just go ahead and wrap it up in a vlog and call it good. And yes, so Bookoplathon was a success, actually. And at first I didn't think it was, but when I actually started writing down everything, I was like, oh, I read 8 books that fulfill these prompts out of 12. So even though I didn't get to half of the books that I picked, I actually ended up picking up a couple of other books throughout the month for certain reasons that actually fulfilled the prompts that I rolled for Bookoplathon. So I just switched them out. And if I'm going to read a book that fulfills a prompt, I'm going to count it. So it was actually pretty successful. I was pretty proud of myself on it. And let's just go ahead and wrap it up. So I'm going to go in the order that I read them. So the first one was a friend pick, and I picked the one that Kaylin picked for me, and that is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. So this is book number 2 in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I listened to this on audio. I really, really liked it. It was very quick. I got through it really quickly. It was a lot of fun. It's a fun series. And I gave it 4 stars. And this is Kaylin's probably favorite book series. This and the Land of Stories, I think, are probably pretty close. But yeah, it was fun. So she picked this one for me to read, and I read it. And then I picked up one that I have really, really been wanting to read. And very happy that I finally did. So I picked up the one that was calling to me, and it was the pick for an adult book. And I grabbed The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And a lot of people have been reading this because the conclusion comes out soon. And I really, really liked it. Really liked it. It took me a while to get through it. It is not a quick read. It's a hard read. More than half of this book is war, like real, like war the entire time. And it definitely went through ups and downs with what they were going through and what they had to deal with. There was one chapter in this book that is one of the hardest things I've ever read. And yeah, it was hard. And the worst thing about that chapter is that that is based on actual scenarios that happened in China. So it's based on actual Chinese war history, which is like, so. But I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. Because I struggled with the main character. I don't really like her, and I know that I'm not the only one who doesn't really like her. So, I don't know. I'm hoping by the end of the series I will be on her side. But I took a lot of issues with a lot of the decisions that she made and why she made them. So, yeah. But very, very good. Excited to read the other 2 books in that series. And then I read one that fulfilled a prompt, but I didn't read it necessarily. I didn't pick it for the readathon. This was the pick for my Booklist Thursday reading vlog. So I have a separate reading vlog just for this book, and it's Still Missing by Chevy Stevens. And this one I actually plugged into the prompt to read a sad book because this was a sad book. It follows a girl who goes missing. She's abducted, and what she goes through during the abduction and then the aftermath and everything. It was another one that was a little hard at times to read, especially as a mother. It really hit me in different places because of that, and it was fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely, absolutely loved this book, and Chevy Stevens is becoming an author that I'm really going to enjoy. So I put this in for a sad book. And then I picked up a book for the Buzzword Readathon, and it ended up fulfilling a prompt as well, and that is Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu, and this one has gold foiling on it, so that's the one, that's the prompt that I went ahead and plugged it in for because it has a gold foil Batman on the Naked hardcover. So that was a nice surprise, and I was like, ooh, I can even count this for Bookoplathon, so I did. And I really enjoyed this one as well. Sorry, I'm trying to put it back on. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. It wasn't a full 5 just because it's Batman as a teenager. He's not Batman yet. He's still Bruce Wayne only. But I did like the setting of the Arkham Asylum in here. It was really good. And I liked seeing Bruce realize that he can make a difference, and still be able to kind of keep it to himself. So I did really enjoy it. It was good. This is a good series. So, and then I finished another book that I had picked. This was my Instagram poll pick for Bookoplathon, and that was A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I listened to this on audiobook. The audiobook is really good, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 stars, and it was really interesting. It kept me interested the whole time, and this is a big book. It's not a small book at all, and it follows a woman who is a witch. She knows that she's a witch, and she comes across a vampire who they are not supposed to be friends, but they do form a bond because they have a certain something that they are both in pursuit of. I'll just say that. And so they end up teaming up to try to find this thing. However, they're not really supposed to be interacting at all, as it's almost like, you know, witches and vampires aren't supposed to mix and mingle and blah, blah, blah. But of course they do, and some feelings start happening. So it was really good. I really, really liked it. Excited to read the rest of this trilogy as well. So I do plan to do that. And then I picked up another book for Buzzwordathon, and this one I plugged into Bookoplathon for a standalone is what I ended up putting this in, because it is a standalone. And that is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. And I didn't love this one. I gave this one 3 stars. And I gave it 3 stars. I would say like my personal reading experience would probably be more like a 2, but I gave it 3 because I understood the purpose behind it, and I understood why it was written the way that it was written. Even though it didn't work for me, I still understood why it was written that way. So I can appreciate that. So I did give it 3 instead of 2. It just didn't work for me. And it's me. It's a me problem. It really, truly is. It was, by the end of it, it was a little bit tedious, and this is not a long book, but it was still a little tedious. And there were parts of this book that just completely went off the storyline, and it lost me. I did it too often. It took me out of the story too much that I started not caring about the story anymore. So yeah, so 3 stars. Okay, so I counted that for a standalone. And then I also listened to another audiobook really quickly. I listened to The Call of the Wild by Jack London, and I did that for Banned Books Week because it's Banned Books Week right now, and I wanted to make sure I read a banned book this week, and I had The Call of the Wild on audio, so I listened to it. And this was really good. It was very short. It was only like a 3-hour audiobook, so I got through it really, really quickly. But I am going to count that one for a book with nature on the cover. And it was a lot more brutal than I thought it was going to be. It was very alpha dog survival, type thing in, like a wilderness type environment and stuff. And it was told from the dog's perspective, which I thought was really interesting. So you're seeing everything from the dog, and he's talking about other dogs, like calling them by their name and their characteristics and all this stuff. So it was really interesting that way. And it was very survival of the fittest in that regard too. But it was good. I really liked it. I was surprised at how much I really did like that book. And I gave it 4 stars for that one. And then I think that's it, except for this last book that I'm going to talk about. Now, I'm not quite done, but I'm almost done. So I'm still counting it. I'm still counting it as read because I am so close to being done. I have less than 100 pages left, but that was my other friend pick, which is one that Layla picked out for me, and that's My Dear Hamilton by Stephanie Dre and Laura Kamoe. Like I said, I'm very, very close to being done, and I just couldn't quite get there by the end of September, but I will finish this up like this week. So I'm still going to count it because I read majority of it. It's just not a book that I can fly through because it's dense and it's historical. So it takes a little bit more time for me to, like read it and go through it and everything, but I am loving it. Like we're going to see how the last 100 pages go, but it's shaping up to be maybe a 5-star, possibly. So, like if it ended where it is right now, I would give it 5 stars, but we still have a little bit more to go. And yeah, I really, really am immensely enjoying this. So I'm counting it because I read more than 500 pages of it. So yeah, I put a little check mark, even though I didn't quite finish it. It's okay. And yeah, so I'll be finishing this up in the first part of October. So just watch my Goodreads for my final review or my final star rating on it, because I'm not going to include this in my October wrap up. This is the wrap up for it. Really enjoying it, loving it. It's fantastic. Written really, really well. Really well. I really like the way this is written. So, and yeah, okay. That is it. Bookoplathon was very much a success for me. So 8 books that count for that. And every single book I read this month, I was able to count for one of the prompts, which is great, because I did pick up a couple that were not on my original TBR. So, okay, that is going to be it for me for the month of September. Pretty successful. I'm really happy with how my reading went. And let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what your thoughts were down below. I would love to know. And we're going to get started on October, which is Slayerfest. So I'm getting started on that today. I'm excited. Okay, hope you guys have a great day. I will see you again soon. Bye.